All right, Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory is to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the sincere brethren out there that's laboring in his work. So yeah, this is going to be a quick testimonial on deliverance, all right? So I just want to go right into the story. You know, I was driving, me and my rib, she was in the car with me, and I got pulled over, you know, for a traffic violation dealing with my tail light. So, you know, Edomite cop, and he was with a Jake. They pulled me over, and you know, I wasn't really worried, you know, because I know I don't got warrants or anything like that, because just last year I just got my license reinstated, and here in the state of Alabama, you know, in order for you to get your license reinstated, and I'm pretty sure everywhere, you can't have any open warrants or, you know, driving infractions, you know, tickets, fines, unpaid tickets and fines. You know, you got to pretty much have everything cleared out before you can get your license reinstated. You know, and last year I made a conscious effort to make sure I have everything in order so I can get my license reinstated. So the last thing on my mind was, you know, I had a warrant for unpaid tickets or anything. But lo and behold, the Edomite cop, he come back to the car like, yo, you got a probation violation for unpaid tickets and fines, you know, and I'm gonna have to take you in. And usually they have to tow the car, all right? But, you know, I was dealing, you know, diplomatically with the guy, so to speak, because, you know, here at Great Millstone, we understand the scriptures, all right? Romans, the 13th chapter, you know, it's the Lord that set up the authorities. So by me dealing with the guy in a certain spirit, the guy was like, look, man, you seem to be a straight up guy, and I'm gonna let your girl take the car. He said, I don't even want to know if she got license or not. He said, I'm gonna just let her take the car in her custody because I don't want to add, you know, that headache to what all you got. So that was, you know, the spirit right there, you know. But make a long story short, they take me to the station, you know, they book me in, and they, you know, send me straight upstairs and shit, you know, give me the jail suit. So I'm in jail, you know. And when I come into the jail block, you know, all the guys in the block, they gravitating to me like, yo, what you in here for? You know? Like they was concerned, which that's proof that we are, you know, the spiritual leaders of Israel, man. You know, through the spirit, because they was concerned like, yo, what you in here for? You know? So the first guy that really approached me, he was like, yo, what you in here for? And I told him, man, they brung up some old warrants on me, you know, which, you know, I'm in the spirit like, you know, the computers must have a glitch, you know, some bullshit, because I know I couldn't have no old warrants. And probation violation for unpaid tickets, which that's another thing here in the state of Birmingham, I mean, the state of Alabama, the city of Birmingham in particular, these devils, man, they actually put you on probation for not paying tickets, and you are subject to jail time. You can get as many as 180 days for damn unpaid tickets, man. All right, unpaid fines, you know, driving regulations, you know. So this place is jacked up, man. All right, here in Birmingham, and I done talked to people out of state, and that was foreign to them, man. You know, I done talked to people on the West Coast and other cities, and they say, you know, the furthest driving infractions go, you know, you might get citations and you might get points knocked off your driving record, but doing a damn bid, you know, that's unheard of in a lot of different cities. But in Birmingham, that's what they do, because they're in debt, and that's the way they try to pay off that debt. You know, they're a heavy police city, you know. That's the way they get a lot of their money, their income, by, you know, the judicial system. So anyway, the first guy approached me. He like, yo, what you in here for? I told him. So he like, yo, bro, they're gonna jam you up. He said, I just came in about a month ago on the same thing, and they gave me 180 fucking days, man. All right? Pretty much the block that I was in, it was a block to do time. Everybody in that block was sentenced to do some time for traffic violations. So now I'm getting weary. I'm like, oh man, I go to my cell and I'm pretty much questioning the Most High, man. I'm disgruntled. I'm like, yo, Lord, why, here it is. I'm doing your will. I'm doing the work. Is the Lord forsaking me? All type of negative thoughts. I'm really thinking. I'm thinking the Passover time. Is the Lord, cutting me off? Because you got to remember, if I get 180 days, that's the max. And the minimum is like 30 days. And, you can get 90 days, 60 days in between time. But either way it go, even if I was to get 30 days, that's time away from the brotherhood, That's time for me doing the work. You in here around these niggas, all kind of demons can get on you. The conversation is going to be of the world. So, I'm real concerned, all right? So, I'm thinking of all type of negative thoughts, but at the same time, scriptures is coming into my mind to offset those thoughts. All right, I'm thinking of all these negative things, Lord. If I'm thinking that, you strike the shepherd and the sheep shall scatter, because I'm the head of the camp. If I'm taken out of the way, what's going to happen with the sheep? What if the Lord cut me off? But I'm thinking of scriptures coming into my mind to offset those thoughts. All right, so one scripture came to mind, and it's almost like. That scripture, it was like, it just kept playing back. Like I choked off that scripture, so to speak. It was like that one scripture got stuck in my mind and it kept playing back and playing back. And that scripture, I'm finna get that scripture real quick that came to mind. And see, all this is the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. When you read Isaiah the 33rd chapter, it tells you knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our times. Now, a lot of us brothers, we associate that with the time of Jacob's trouble. But that's dealing with any time you're faced with anything, man. The scriptures is what stabilizes us, man. All right? For an example, you run into a cop. You know not to talk out of line with that cop. Why? Because it's the scriptures. Romans the 13th chapter. So knowledge and wisdom is the stability of time. So it was spiritual. I was thinking of negative thoughts, but the Lord kept making those scriptures come to mind. And this scripture came to mind, and this one scripture I meditated on the whole time. All right, I wasn't eating, I wasn't drinking. I was pretty much fasting and praying. But this the scripture. This is Psalms 34:19. It says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. This scripture actually came to my mind, man. All right? Because when I was thinking and meditating and praying and pretty much complaining to the Most High, I was in the spirit of, damn, I'm already catching all type of hell. All right, I'm already catching hell. And here it is, you put me in this situation. Because we understand the scripture, man's goings are of the Lord. So we clearly understand that it's the Lord who set us up in certain scenarios. So I'm like, Lord, I'm catching all this hell, and then you add this to the plate. And this scripture came to mind. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. So I said, look, it's going to go like this, because I knew I had to go to court the next morning. All right? I was going to have a court date the next morning. They call it pretty much pre-trial. So I was like, well, this is the situation. All right? We're going to see. All right? Am I righteous? That's what I pretty much told the Lord. Because I said, look, Lord, you said in your own words, you delivereth the righteous out of all those afflictions. So I'll know when I go to court, am I righteous or not, man? Because if you don't deliver me out of this, again, I'm going to get some time on this shit, man. And it's going to pretty much hinder me doing the work, all right? Now, before I go further, I want to look up the word or the definition for the word delivereth. It says to snatch away, deliver, rescue, save, strip, plunder. See? to snatch away. To snatch away, man. And I was in the clutches of these devils, man. I was in a damn jail cell, man. All right? There's nothing you can do to get out of that. It's only the Most High. And mind you, I was on a probation violation, so the bond was a cash bond. I couldn't get a bondsman, and my bond was $1,250, man. $1,250, all right? That was my bond. See? And another thing with these greedy devils, I don't know about these other jail stations, but when I was upstairs in the block, the only way you can make phone calls, you had to have credit, you know? You had to set up a credit. You can't make free calls when you upstairs. So I was in a dire situation. I was at the mercy of the court. I had to go to court the next morning, all right? Now, mind you, I'm getting ready to go to court the next morning, and all these guys, they're like, yeah, man, I got 90 days, I got 30 days. Everybody in this block, this block, this jail, this block where we in, everybody getting time in here, all right? So they pretty much telling me, yeah, man, you're gonna get time, man, you know? And to add insult to injury, the judge that was giving them time was a nigger woman, man. And you know, these guys is not spiritual. So they don't understand that the nigger woman is our enemy. They like, yeah, man, it's a nigger, you know, it's a black bitch. You know, she the judge. You're gonna have to see who overseeing all these traffic violations. And she's sending you, she giving you time. You know, it's like, she giving you time, right? So now, I go to court. I'm going up in the court. You know, I had to fill out, like I said, it's like a pre-trial. So you had to fill out a paper, do you got a job, and blah, 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 what you make, and this and that. So I go up in front of the judge. She called me up. She looking at my file. She looking down. Then she look up at me and look back down and look right back up like she double took. You know, like she did a double take. And when she looked back up at me, she was like, yeah, I'm looking at your information. She said, you make money, don't you? You know? It look like you make money. It look like you could pay this fine. Can you pay this? I was like, yes, ma'am. She said, well, you know what? Today you getting out of jail. And I'm gonna set up a payment plan for you, man. Here it is. I got a probation violation, a cash bond, man. And I know that these guys, you know, they got their time. And I know that here in this city, this is the way they looking to recoup their money, man, because they in debt, all right? They got a big water debt, sewer debt in the city of Birmingham. And through the judicial system is a way that they trying to recoup their money. So she, and it was people that was coming up before me, she was asking them, look, do you got any money? Do you got anybody who can come down here and pay any money? Other than that, you got to go back upstairs, you know? She looked right at me and gave me a swift judgment of me getting up out of there, man. She looked at me. It didn't take her 2 minutes to tell me I'm getting out of there, man. All right? She didn't badger me. You know, she was belittling people and badgering them. See? When I got up there, man, she looked up at me and said, oh, it looked like you can pay. She said, can you pay? I said, yeah. She said, well, I'm going to set up a payment plan, and you're going to be released today. But I want you to pay this fine, all right? And it was the Spirit. The Lord delivered me, man, all right? So the end of the story, I was sent right back upstairs because you don't leave right there. You got to go back upstairs, you know, until they call you back to pack it up. So she sent me back upstairs to the block. And mind you, me and another guy went to court at the same time. She gave him 30 days, man. And this guy, his bond was lower than mine. My bond was $1,250. His bond was $700. And she gave him 30 days. Well, she really knocked it down to 28 days because she gave him credit for the 2 days he was already in there. So me and the guy, we go back in the block. Everybody like, yo, man, what they do for you? I was like, shh, man, she let me go. They like, what? What? You know, and a lot of them, they was like, man, I knew it, though. I knew they was going, but they was shocked. They was surprised. And the other guy, he was like, yo, man, they gave me 30 days, man. They gave me 30 days, and his bond was lower than mine. And all the time I'm thinking in my mind, like, the Lord used this guy as a sacrificial lamb, man. The Lord used this guy, you know, in other words, to tell me, look, I don't care nothing about him, man. You my child, man. All right? And the other guy who got the 30 day, he was all messed up. Like, yo, man, I got a little boy. I'm going to miss his birthday. And what could I do to appeal? All right? So the moral of the story is, it's experience. Because you can use the word, you can throw the word faith around, but the Lord is going to put you in situations to give you the experience, man. All right? Because it's one thing to say you're going to trust in the Lord, but, you know, and one thing to say, you know, the Lord got the power to deliver me, but it's another thing to know that he's going to deliver you because he already did it. That's the experience. So I walked away from that being thankful, man, because it's going to happen. Something is going to happen again. This thing is going to only intensify. The Lord pretty much is grooming me along with all you other brothers out there. You're going to go through certain things to give you the experience. The live bullets is going to begin to fly, man. It's not going to just be, we're not going to just be on this one level of talking about it. The Lord is going to put you through things, man. And the Lord already have delivered me out of a lot of situations, but this situation was more intense. Now, when the next situation come, because it's going to come, I'm going to have that experience. Like, look, man, the Lord delivered me. I'm not going to have a reason to doubt, man. Because if the Lord wasn't with me, I would have been out of there, man. And the Lord it wasn't a random thing, because the Lord gave me an example. It was another guy went to court with me under really a lesser offense. He had a lower bond, and the Lord made it what he was a sacrificial lamb, man. He got 30 days. And I end up walking away scot-free with a $1,200 cash bond. I walked right out without paying a damn dime, man. All right? So that's why I'm bringing out this lesson. Matter of fact, I'm going to get one more quick scripture. Because when the Lord deliver you, you gotta share that. And the Lord, Yahushua himself, commanded us to do that. All right? Now, this is Mark 5:19. I'll go straight to the point. But this is when the Lord, Yahushua, delivered the man who was plagued with demons. Howbeit, Yahushua suffered him not, but saith unto him, go home to thy friends, and tell them how great things the Lord have done for thee, and have had compassion on thee. See? So whenever the Lord deliver you out of situations, you gotta do a testimony on that, man. All right? Again, Lord Yahushua said, go home to thy friends and tell them how great things the Lord have done for thee, and have had compassion on thee. So yeah, that's it. Just wanted to share that testimony. Hopefully it's inspirational to you brothers for maybe when you get caught up, maybe you'll think about my testimony, all right? So with that, shalom, and all praise, honor, and glories to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Shalom.